Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about pro wrestling. Some positive wrestling talk. 100 reasons why AEW sucks. Number one, the in-ring wrestling product looks amateurish, folks. It's move, move, move. No storytelling, no proper build up to the matches. It's not laid out properly like good WWE matches. There's no selling. It makes it look fake and stupid. It's very botchy, just amateur looking pro wrestling, folks. Number two, too many kicks and flips and suicide dives or whatever. Number three, Adam Page is a very weak world champion, a cheap world champion. Number four, they got shitty team songs there. Number five, too many stables, 100 stables, and none of them are good. A lot of them are just rip-offs of each other. It's like one guy and the tag team that suck with a bunch of jobbers. All useless. Just put 2, 3 guys who are good together so that it stands out and means something. You know what I mean? Like DX, NWO, it wasn't 300 stable. There was one big stable. Like, if you have 300 stables, who cares? That it's all the same fucking thing. Nobody stands out. Like, retarded there. Number six, too many superstar versus young guy matches. Punk against jobbers. Cody Rhodes against jobbers. Brian has a new gimmick that he's fighting jobbers. Enough. Put real stars against each other so that we can care about your product. You know what I mean? Like, it's all worthless junk. Number seven, too many bland, boring midgets. There's 300 guys, nobody has charisma or whatever. Like, number nine, not enough star power. There's no Roman Reigns, no Brock Lesnar, you know what I mean? Just a couple of washed up guys like CM Punk, who isn't really cutting it these days there, but we'll get back to that later, folks. Number nine, full of guys who don't belong on television, like Luther and that Japanese girl that was doing horrible, botchy looking wrestling, the Japanese woman with a mustache or whatever. Like, these people don't belong on TV. Like, number 10, too many green wrestlers who can't wrestle. Not only does it make for horrible matches there, but they can get hurt. They can hurt their opponents. You know what I mean? Number 11, terrible women's division. They're a bunch of boring female jobbers. Green women from Japan. They can't talk, they can't wrestle or whatever. It's a pathetic division. Number 12, Nyla Rose sucks there. I don't want to hate on Nyla for her stuff or whatever there, but just Nyla Rose as a performer, it's terrible, it's cringy, terrible entertainment. They're using her to try to look like good people there, but it makes for bad television. Like, Number 13, all the Cody Rhodes garbage that we had to deal with. The fucking horrible promos. The CM Punk fucking carrying the WWE hatred on my shoulders promo. The Big Show and Rhodes weigh in or whatever. The racism promo, terrible 3 years of horrible entertainment. You know what I mean? He's a stay-at-home dad now, good or whatever. Like, if that's true, they're probably not. Number 14, Brandy Rhodes fucking suck. They're made for horrible TV. Which leads to number 15, low ratings, dog. Low viewership there. Number 16, too many shitty tag teams. There's like 40 tag teams. Again, nobody cares about these people. There's Young Bucks. There's Revival or whatever. There's the rapper guys. Nobody fucking gives two shits about any of these teams. It's all worthless garbage. Way too many teams. They just put a bunch of indie guys together. Oh, we like guys that are always together, like Legion of Doom. This isn't Legion of Doom. It's random indie goofs put together like the best friends. And this isn't high caliber tag team wrestling. It's all fucking junk, straight up. Like, um, number 17. Too many tag team matches on the same fucking show. You get a show with 5 matches, 4 matches are tag teams, 6-man tag, and sometimes every match is a fucking tag team match. This is crazy, straight up. Nobody cares about tag team wrestling that much. Like, number 18, AEW thinking that they're heroic somehow because of the tag team wrestling. A bunch of lame, corny motherfuckers with weird ideas over there in AEW. Oh, McMahon, don't push tag team. Young Bucks are jobber, but we want to make him look like big tag team. We love tag team. We're hero. Go fuck yourself or whatever. Like, it's super fucking lame and cringy. Fuck. Number 19, they act like WWE is evil for doing DQs. They do all kind of weird fucking goofy finishes to avoid DQ. And then they just start doing DQs. Like, we're not going to follow tropes. Well, some of these tropes need to be followed, or else it just looks horrible. The way you look, you know what I mean? And now we're draw with no finish. Like, give me a fucking break there. Just do a DQ, but hating on McMahon for doing DQ, then they start doing DQ or contradicting themselves. I mean. Number 20, they're in bed with Dave Meltzer, literally and figuratively, folks. Number 21, bragging about beating NXT, which is a developmental, and then they constantly get beat by Raw and SmackDown every week. It's like I said before, they're bragging about pushing around the little brother, and then the two big tough guys, like Eric Bischoff said, they're too scared to compete or whatever against the real shows there, but bragging about beating a developmental and you get squashed every week by the big shows. That's a fucking joke there. Like, embarrassing, this company, folks. Number 22, The TNT title is a stupid, ugly championship, a stupid name. Now they're not even on TNT anymore. Big fail or whatever. Number 23, they can't build new stars for real. Orange Cassidy is over. He's such a star, Cassidy, right? Remember this, how he was so over and stuff. Darby Allin is a fucking dork. Nobody views him as a real star. It's all generosity there. Oh, he's a star. Oh, yeah. Oh, they making star. He's not really a star. They're not building any stars. Um, Number 24, they ruin existing stars like Rusev, for example, this goofy video game gimmick, the Eminem haircut or whatever. They can't build stars. They ruin the stars that already exist or whatever. Amateur garbage fucking company, folks. I mean, number 25, the constant shots at WWE. It's, we get it. The indie fans, they pretend to mark out every time. They're very petty and immature. We get it there. But for normal people watching, y'all look like amateurs with this. It's the truth. You know what I mean? Focus on your own product. Number 26, the failed explosion, folks. What a fail that was. I mean, number 27, barely any storylines. It's mostly cold matches or whatever. It's boring. Cold match after cold match. Why should I watch? Number 28, when you do get a storyline, it usually sucks. You know what I mean? A quick segment for 2 seconds, then there's a match. Apparently there's long-term storytelling. Adam Page and Kenny, they had a few matches, but apparently this was a big, amazing storytelling. It didn't even exist, the story. They just had a few matches, then they talked for 2 weeks with shitty promo, and then Adam Page becomes a bland, boring champion that wasn't pushed properly. So there's no stories, and when you do get story, it's fucking garbage. I can't think of any good story that they've done for real. Number 29, WCW ripoffs there. You'll never be good like WCW. You're just a cheap fucking indie ripoff version. Tony Khan, he ain't no Eric Bischoff there. He needs to shut the fuck up and quit disrespecting somebody that was way better than him. You know what I mean? Number 30, Kenny Omega couldn't live up to the hype there. He won a belt in Japan. He won a 7-star match that was given to him by Meltzer. They're the 7-star rating. Apparently, he's the greatest wrestler of all time. Better than Taker, Michaels, everybody. What a fucking farce. What a joke, ladies and gentlemen. The man couldn't live up to the hype. Boring. Just comes off as a weird parody wrestler. Like, couldn't live up to the hype. Number 31, they're milking Brody Lee's debt way too much. I don't want to bring this up, but it has to be mentioned. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's gone on way too long. You don't need his 10-year-old son shirtless on your television. Just move on or whatever. Like, number 32, shitty promos, folks. A bunch of amateurs trying to do shoot promos. They need a script because most of the promos are garbage, straight up. Um, Number 33, too much goofiness and failed comedy. It's too indie. It just fucking bunch of garbage, way too much garbage. Number 34, most talking segments, the backstage interviews, not just the promos, all the talking segments. It all feels amateurish, like it's not written by pros, it's amateur hour. It feels rushed and it comes off looking like TNA, you know what I mean? Just shitty talking and they don't look professional. Number 35, AEW is nothing but TNA 2.0, folks. They want to be WCW, but they're just a shitty version of TNA or whatever. It's TNA with gambling gimmicks or whatever. Double or nothing, all in, all out, or whatever. They don't even have the real show that started it all doesn't even belong to Tony. It was somebody else's movement, Cody Rhodes' movement, and he's not even there. All In belongs to Ring of Honor. Tony Khan just cashes in with All Out. It's not even the real show. Like, come on, you know what I mean? But it's TNA with Casino Battle Royale. It's TNA with gambling gimmick and the fucking shitty looking logo or whatever. Like, nothing impressive here, folks. Number 36, they need a booker and a writer or something because the booking is just terrible, straight up. They need a booker. They're somebody who knows what he's doing. Number 37, Chris Jericho falling on the big mattress or whatever, folks. Another embarrassing looking fail there. Number 38, they claim to have creative freedom. They're so lucky for their creative freedom. But all you get is bad creative or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a reason why McMahon has bookers and writers. No more booker, but writers. You know what I mean? There's a reason for it. Um, Number 39, a bunch of SJW fucking goofballs or whatever. Number 40, the company can't take criticism. Kenny lashing out online when people don't think he's the best. The Young Bucks closing their Twitter. Tony Khan is weird interviews there, and you know what I mean. The company can't take criticism. Bunch of SJWs there. Number 41, they banned Hulk Hogan to look good. And Hogan had no interest of going there. Like, they're trying to look like they're so good and SJW-ish, but they look like big phonies. Like, where's Sonny Kiss? Cody Rhodes loves Sonny Kiss. He was on Dynamite 2 or 3 times in 3 years. They're so all inclusive, folks. They just want to look good there. Number 42, they claim to be all inclusive, but they only push whites, folks. Number 43, the win-loss records is stupid. Like, every wrestler will end up with 1,000 losses on their record. That's stupid. Like, number 44, the top 5 rankings system is stupid. It never makes sense. And jobbers getting title shot because of wins on dark, and this whole thing is stupid there, straight up. Number 45, the TBS Championship is stupid. Like, come up with a name that makes sense. I like the idea. I wish WWE would have done a women's intercontinental title there, but I like the idea of the mid card belt for the women. But this isn't it. TBS Championship, another retard name for a title. Number 46, the Young Bucks couldn't live up to the hype or whatever. Just bad parodies of wrestling, acting like fucking goofs big time. They're not the greatest tag team. They're not even a great team. Let's be honest. They're a fucking couple of circus clown backyard wrestlers there that look like shit or whatever. Speaking of looking like shit, number 47, the Dark Order failed punches. Folks, remember that? They're jobbers. I mean, number 48, they misused Brian Cage there. He came in with Taz, he looked good. Then they misused him and buried him. And number 49, they misuse anybody that isn't a midget for whatever reason. They hate big men. I mean, Connie's a skinny guy. He wants to push skinny people. I mean, number 50, there ain't no good gimmicks in AEW apart from a 65-year-old Sting. They didn't come up with this. They didn't come up with any good gimmick. You know what I mean? Didn't come up with fuck all or whatever. Number 51, they got the worst main events, the worst quality of main events. Nick Camarado versus Goldust and shitty stuff, Danny Garcia. What the fuck? Nobody cares about this. This is garbage. Number 52, Rampage is a big fail overall. The fact that Tony brought in like 50 wrestlers for Rampage and it's a big fail like that. You know what I mean? Amateur hour, folks. Poor business decision making there. Apparently, they have budget issues there. I don't know if that's real or not there, but I wouldn't be surprised with such bad decision making, folks. Number 53, 99% of the roster should be released or whatever. Maybe you'd have more money if you wouldn't bring in 5,000 worthless jobber. Plus, they keep bringing in a bunch of people who aren't even signed. What's the point? You don't even use these people. What the hell is the problem? Um, Number 54, they vilified McMahon for the releases. Tony himself wants to vilify McMahon, and he's about to start doing the same thing. They're big hypocrite, folks. Wants to have his cake and eat it too. He ain't different than McMahon. He's just new at the game. You know what I mean? Give him time. You're going to see a lot of stuff from this guy as well there. We've already seen some of it. Him bragging that NWA, he paid for these wrestlers and NWA didn't advertise it, how heroic he is. He's such a hero, you know what I mean? Such a fucking hero. Dishonest announcements. And he's a hero, folks. He brought in Owen Hart. I mean, Owen Hart under contract, apparently, beyond the grave. There, he's a hero. I mean, number 55, he's hoarding talent. If McMahon is evil for this, then Tony's evil. He hired a 16-year-old just in case he McMahon hires him later on. He hired a 16-year-old under contract. Talk about hoarding talent. He's got a 12-year-old under contract. For fuck's sake. Hoards a bunch of talent, doesn't use them. They get to wrestle on the indies. All right, whatever. Number 56, Excalibur on commentary sucks. That's not a headlock, JR. That's a Japanese head crane. Get the fuck out, you goof, fucking boring jobber. Fucking boring goof, Excalibur. Big time. Number 57, AEW Dark fucking sucks. Like 15 2-minute matches in a row. What the fuck is the point of this? The worst wrestling show ever. It's 30-second match after another. Zero substance. The entrances are longer than the matches. What the fuck's the point of this? It's stupid there. Number 58, all debut wrestling, folks. Every week it's debuts. And then they all fucking end up in catering. This is embarrassing. It's getting see-through, the debuts, to the point that it's become ridiculous. Number 59, the wrestlers debut and then they disappear. What's the point of hiring these people? You know what I mean? Jay Lethal, Tony's a hero. He's bringing in Lethal, and then you don't see him anymore. What? What's the point? He's hoarding talent, folks. Number 60, Evan Bourne's debut, folks. His big debut when he jumped and landed right on his head. Talk about amateur hour, folks, straight up. Number 61, who the fuck is Mike Seidel, ladies and gentlemen? Who the fuck is this? Number 62, the son of Tony Schiavone. What the fuck was that? Some of the weirdest shit that I've ever seen in wrestling. This company's atrocious. Some 30-year-old fucking guy in the Hawaiian shirt. What's his name again? Oh, yeah. Number 63. Brock Anderson. You know what I mean? Brock Anderson. Talk about Jobber City. A big fucking 30-year-old, 40-year-old out of shape fucking weird looking fuck with an Hawaiian shirt and sandals, a fucking goofy hipster. And they give him a high profile match. Get the fuck out of here. Number 64, Dark Elevation sucks. Never watched it, folks. Never gonna. Never gonna. Number 65. They lure in WWE wrestlers, folks, with stories of pushes, right? It's all about how they're going to have freedom. You know what I mean? They're going to get big push. They're going to get the world, right? Freedom. They're like cows that were removed from the slaughterhouse. They're running in the fields. They're so happy, right? Big promises. But then they come in and they just sit in catering. It's all false promises and anti WWE propaganda. We're so great and loving. All these people they brought in with these promises of job security and stuff, they're all about to get released. You know what I mean? Oh, you're going to push this guy Andrade. You're going to get a big push. He's just a boring mid-carder. FTR, they lose to the Young Bucks and then they become obsolete or whatever. none of these guys become stars over there. You know, Ty Dillinger, he's still a jobber. Like, it's all false promises, not just to the fans, but to the wrestlers as well. You know what I mean? Number 66, we were supposed to get a sports centric program, and all we got was bad sports entertainment, folks. Number 67, the Matt Hardy incident. Hardy falls on his head. He fucking falls all over the place. And they keep going with the match. Tony Khan, oh, he's fine. And then he didn't wrestle for like 3 months. I thought Khan was a hero. He's fine. Clearly, he was concussed and all fucked up. He's fine. Give me a fucking break there. Number 68, matches are way too long there. Like Brian and Paige an hour with no finish. This is dumb. Not every match needs to be 30 minutes. Fucking toothpick, boring goofs in a cold match. This needs to be 3 minutes, not 45. You know what I mean? A battle royal that lasts 7 minutes usually. That's with posing and everything. That doesn't need to last 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Way too long. Nobody likes wrestling that much. Number 69. 69 me Don or whatever. Weird shit like this. Too much weird shit there. Number 70. Weird technical wrestling matches like Evan Bourne against CM Punk. This was a fucking weird looking match. Brian wrapping his crotch around the head of men, pinning them on the ground like some kind of lesbian porn or something. Like, what the fuck is going on in this company? You know what I mean? I'm dropping my shit all over the place, folks. I'm thinking of this sexy Daniel Bryan technical wrestling. I'm dropping all my stuff. Number 71, the pandering to the indie fans. Terrible. If you pander to these fucking goofs, you end up with a goofy product. Nobody cares about Roppongi Vice. Nobody believes that Ring of Honor is better wrestling than WWE. It's ridiculous. Nobody thinks you're a hero for bringing in complete irrelevant jobbers and then putting them in catering. Nobody's impressed. Nobody. Number 72, alienating casuals and bashing WWE fans or whatever, not trying to put on the show for regular wrestling fans. It's retarded. You're stopping yourself from growing. How can you grow and get better TV deal if you alienate all the wrestling fans, you know? It doesn't help. It doesn't help that the way that AEW fans are acting with WWE fans, you know what I mean? Um, Number 73, too many teenagers on the roster, folks. Hook. They got the son of Brody Lee. They hired a 16-year-old Danny Garcia. You need men on the show, real men. Number 74, too many creepy old guys like Jake the Snake. Billy Gunn. How old is Billy Gunn? Go home. Fuck. Number 75, WWE is better than AEW, folks, and it always will be, folks. Number 76, they rely on announcements because they're desperate for views. They claim McMahon is desperate for viewership. Look at Tony Clown and all his fucking announcements every week. If somebody's desperate, it's him. Number 77, the announcements never live up to the hype, folks, apart from CM Punk or whatever. Number 78, the Forbidden Door isn't very exciting. You know what I mean? 50-year-old Japanese guy, Jay White, who's there for 15 seconds. Not exciting, I'm sorry. The stuff with TNA was boring. It was one-sided. Wasn't well done. Number 79, they bash WWE constantly, but all they do is rip them off. They're lame, sick motherfuckers. Number 80, Vince McMahon is better than Tony Khan, folks. Way better, and you know it. Number 81, the failure of CM Punk. He was a star. People cared about him. Now they don't care. He seems like he's old and boring and becoming just another jobber. How did this happen, folks? Number 82, they screwed up the Punk and MJF storyline. It felt hot. It felt good for 1 week. Then it became a complete and utter fail. Sad. Number 83, weird sexual stuff like Michael Nakazawa putting his jock strap and his shorts in the face of men, and they play in each other's shorts. Like, get the fuck out of here there. Number 84, AEW feels like a parody of wrestling. Kenny, the Young Bucks, half of these guys that don't even feel like they're serious. Number 85, being the elite fucking sucks. Oh, you gotta watch BTE to understand the program. Fucking sucks. Number 86, they haven't created any good match concepts. You know what I mean? It's just shitty versions of other people's stuff. And speaking of that, 87, Jericho and the Mike Tyson segment just completely ripping off McMahon. Embarrassing. Number 88, the most unoriginal company of all time, folks. Number 89, they got demoted to TBS because they suck. Number 90, Tony Khan sucks. Worst booker of the year, folks. Number 91, Daniel Bryan failing at getting viewership. This man was main eventing Mania. How does he not draw anybody to the show? Is it because it's shitty booking? Goofy technical wrestling gimmick that sucks? Is that why there? Number 92, Adam Cole is a skinny, boring jobber. They tried to present this guy like he's a star. What a fucking joke. 93, they're killing the wrestling business, folks. Killing it. Number 94, the IWC has become super toxic because of AEW. The fans are guilty, these fans, but the company also puts out this negative energy with their propaganda against McMahon. Every wrestler with fucking victim stories in their interviews. Incredibly toxic. Wrestling with shadows. Everybody hates Ric Flair. Like, terrible. Number 95. AEW and its fans will never beat McMahon. Deal with it, you fucking jobbers. Number 96. Roman Reigns is better than Kenny Omega. And he's better than CM Punk as well there. You know, this is subjective, but deep down, you know it's true. Roman Reigns, mega star right now, top of the line. CM Punk looks like he crawled from under a bridge, folks. Like, big difference there. Number 97, the overuse of hardcore wrestling. Somebody has a backstage segment. They have a fucking death match 2 seconds later. It don't feel special. You know, the lights out match. You fucking made it feel like it's not special. You know, doing it with jobbers, with bad booking, no build up. Just a bunch of blood and guts. Number 98, everything sucks in AEW. Everything. Number 99, they claimed they were going to change the world. Tony, Cody Rhodes, they were going to change the world and make it a better place. The best time for wrestling fans. And y'all didn't change a goddamn thing. Change your shorts, Tony Khan, because you're full of shit or whatever. We were sold a bill of goods, folks. And number 100, the fans fucking suck. The worst wrestling fans of all time. Embarrassing, cringy, pathetic opinions. Bunch of sad motherfuckers. Oh, MJF brought me to tears. Cody Rhodes brought me to tears. Marco Stunt brought me to tears. Grow the fuck up, you fucking weird babies there. 400-pound neck beards, wearing diapers, crying for Cody Rhodes and rubbing their nipples. Get a fucking life there. Dave Meltzer isn't Jesus Christ there. And indie wrestling fucking sucks. Accept it. You're not cool because you like New Japan. You're a bunch of fucking nerds. A bunch of dorks. You're not even nerds because nerds are usually smart there. You might be smart smarks, but you ain't smart at all. You're not intelligent. You're a bunch of Boyd brains. You're a bunch of freaks. You suck. And AEW fucking suck. Till next time. Peace.